All right, and we are starting another show, recapping the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Okay, y'all, I like this one because just when you thought nothing was gonna happen, somebody said something that made you go, like Lisa Rinnaface was like, you know, it was a pretty good show yesterday, pretty good show. And so we're going to talk about it and all of the messy, shady comments and things that they threw at each other. And I also want to kind of go over, y'all, at the end of this. I want to take a little look at the reunion looks. I do know that like they've been out, so I'm sure that other YouTubers have already kind of showed all of the reunion looks, but I want to look at them again. Real quick look at them, talk about them for a second, and let's get at it. Let's get on it and let's talk about it. Okay, so y'all know first things first, I gotta put my peepers on so I can see what we talking about. Okay, so now the show starts off, okay, they still out there in Del Mar at the Fairmont, the Fairmont Grand Del Mar Hotel. Now, so Kathy is pretending that she knows about wine at this wine tasting that they're at. So the wine tasting is in Lorimar. I think it's pronounced Lorimar Vineyards. Baby, I would like to go there because normally I think at wine venues, it's like you go to one place and then you sit down and they do the wine tasting and they'll have snacks and stuff. But it seems like this place, they put them in like a little streetcar and they drove them around to like different places and they taste the wine from different wine manufacturers. So I like that idea. And I was like, when I get some money, I want to go and do that with my family and some of my friends. Okay, so that was cool. But here's the thing about the vineyard situation. The one thing about it that tripped my head out was the fact that Kathy tells her sister Kyle and the rest of the girls, I'm gonna go and get a quick massage. Excuse me. I didn't know that they gave massages at the vineyards. I didn't know you could get a massage while you was doing wine tasting. I had no idea. I was like, Kathy is just pulling it all out the bag for us. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, 6 hours prior, which was the show they showed last week, she had just finished doing the sound bath in which she fell asleep during the sound bath. So it was like, wait, another nap. But then she came in and she shared something that was really nice for her to share with us. She said she got hit in the head as a child on set. And ever since she got hit with an object, it caused her to suffer with her headaches and neck aches. I know about that. And what I know about that is that's stuff that don't go away. That's stuff that's going to stick with you and you're going to be dealing with that for the rest of your life. And you can suffer from those things. So I now understand Kathy. Kathy obviously on pills. Okay, we know she's on pills. Now I kind of understand what pills she might be on, but it's alleged. It's alleged. Wait, where's my cat? It's alleged. I'm saying this allegedly. But the bottom line is, this is the reason why she's constantly doing massages. Because remember, about 2 weeks prior to that, she had the girls over for another facial and massage. So if I had Kathy's money, I'll be doing the same thing because that whole neck ache, head ache, I get that. And I wish I could do that. So anyways, enough about me. Let's get back to the show. So Kathy goes and do this. Well, Kyle and the girls are recapping and telling Garcelle and Sutton about their conversation with ERIKA and all the new stuff that ERIKA was letting them in on, which was the robbery part. And how her son, after taking care of boarding up Tom's house, her son has an accident and flips his car. And the girls are all like, what? Same thing we did when we first heard about it 2 weeks ago. Okay. And so the girls are like tripping and they're like, this is unbelievable. This sounds like it should be in a movie. This happened in a movie, right? So we all know it's It's not even really true. Okay. And then when they said because of the snow, oh my goodness, everybody was like, snow, it hasn't snowed. Crystal was like, it hasn't snowed here since in LA since I was 11 years old, you know? So everybody caught on real quick that she was lying. And of course, here's the thing about Sutton. Sutton has finally learned that she can't talk around these girls about ERIKA. She has finally learned, mom's the word, be quiet. When ERIKA is not around, don't say a word about ERIKA unless ERIKA is present to hear you say it for herself. Sutton. Smart Sutton. I really like Sutton. And so the girls are, telling the story. Okay, and then of course, let me tell y'all something about Kyle that I've realized. Kyle is going to perform in front of these Bravo cameras as long as she possibly can, because she's hoping that some producer is looking for somebody to spend 5 minutes in another movie, like she spent 5 minutes in what was that scary movie she was in, Halloween, hoping that somebody would hire her to do some acting stuff. So every time she gets a chance and she's in front of the camera, what is she doing? Performing. She's talking like Sutton. She's walking like Sutton. Before she did then she did the ERIKA impersonation. Then, so it's like, oh, y'all, look at me. Look at what I'm capable. I'm really good at this, hoping somebody's watching and want to give her a job. That's the real deal. Please, whoever's watching, somebody please give Kyle another acting gig, please, because she's desperately searching for one. Okay, so that was that for me. That's what I took away from the whole vineyard situation. So then, what else happened, y'all? So Rinna was talking about, as still at the vineyard. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back there. So Rinna is talking about how everything happened with ERIKA's son. But here's the thing that Rinna said that really got under my skin. After she talked about how the man's car flipped all these times on his way home, and everybody was shocked, Rinna says, and all of it is true. Why are you saying that? You're saying that for the camera. You're saying that for us, because you're trying to convince us that everything come out of ERIKA's mouth is true, just like y'all are both trying to convince those girls that everything that comes out of ERIKA's mouth is true. And we all know that everything that has been coming out of ERIKA's mouth since episode 1 of season 11 has been falsified. It has been a non-truth and a non-factor in what's going on in the case, because she's lying every chance she gets, and we all see that. But here we go. We're gonna let Rinna continue to have her back and continue to make us think that she's telling the truth and that she's right. Okay, so next we're gonna move on to the back. Okay, so the backflash was 1 week before the trip, where ERIKA claimed that Tom had flipped the car and her son flipped his car. Now here we have Dorit and Kyle and Crystal and Rinna fake believing and supporting the lies and the fairy tales that ERIKA is saying, right? Sutton says she's not Fancy Drew, and I love that. Nancy Drew. If y'all are my age and Sutton them age, y'all know who Nancy Drew is. Nancy Drew was a teenage detective. She had fun, like solving mysteries. And they made books about her, and then they made a TV series about Nancy Drew. So Sutton says, I'm not Fancy Drew, and I'm going to let them be Scooby-Doo friends and solve this whole ERIKA thing. I'm not going to have anything to do about it. I love the fact that Sutton is being really smart, and she said nothing. That way, when she gets back to the hotel and later on when they go to eat dinner with ERIKA, she ain't got to worry about what's going to come out nobody's mouth. She would not have to worry about Kyle saying, oh, say what you said, Sutton, say what you said, when all the rest of them ain't saying doodly squat. Okay, so that's what happened with that. Now, okay, let me flip. So my next thing is Kathy. Okay, we talked about how Kathy, was not feeling well and she had to go get her massage and stuff. It makes me wonder, like, how long did the massage take? I'm guessing that the massage was not, maybe it was like 30 minutes to an hour, maybe. That's what I'm thinking. Hey, Tammy, nice to see you. So she goes and gets her massage thing on. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'll be doing the same thing. So Crystal, let's talk about Crystal, y'all. So Crystal starts boohooing about the whole dementia situation because she went through this with her mother and father. Okay, Crystal said that this is a strong, I want to make sure I'm saying, y'all know I like to say what they say. So Crystal said, she said that it is a Chinese thing. That's what she called it. She said this is a Chinese thing that they take care of their parents and that they provide for their parents when they get elderly and they take care of them. Is it a Chinese thing? I don't think so. I think it's just a person thing. I think that there are people of all races, ethnicities, and backgrounds who know that they have an obligation to take care of their parents. That's what I think. I think that in the cultures where the people are not feeling like, hey Cricket, nice to see you. Y'all know how I'm feeling. I am always hungry around this time of the evening. But I am doing good, and I hope that you're doing good too. So Tammy said, aren't we all supposed to take thank you? We are. But we have some of us who are not willing to take care of and don't feel like it's our responsibility, right? To take care of our parents. But I 100% solely believe that it's my responsibility to look after my parents and take care of my parents, and I don't put them in the home. That's what I feel, and that's what I'm going to do. So, but Crystal said it was a Chinese thing. But maybe Crystal has not met the type of people that think the way she thinks, because she is living in Hollywood and she's around all of these rich people, and maybe they are she's around people who say, oh, I gotta find a nice home for my mother, I gotta find a nice home for my father. Maybe that's what it is. That's all I can figure. Okay, right. So I'm gonna give her that. But Crystal, we want you to understand that everybody feels like they should be taking care of their parents. Whether they can and whether they can't is up to the individual. Because some people, by the time their parents get elderly like that, they're older too. And they may have like health problems and medical issues. So where they just can't, or they don't have the finances to be able to afford, don't have the room in the house to be able to afford to take care of their parents, And yes, so Tammy said Crystal told her husband to get a home for her. Right. That's what she said. Not her. She didn't do it. Her husband did it. Well, she did it in a roundabout way. She made sure she got a man that was able to take care of her and her parents and her children. So maybe in the roundabout way it was her, but no, she told him my parents need it. And like she said, he stepped up. Now, what was she going to do if he didn't step up? Let's go back to Ashley, Darby, and Michael. Remember that season when Ash, because Michael was taking care of Ashley, mama, and her man. Remember that? And everybody was like so shocked. So then all of a sudden, Michael was like, I'm done. I'm not taking care of your mother, and she got a man. And he could take care, and I'm not taking care of no man. And he was right for that. So the point I'm making and bringing them up, y'all, is just that, if you have the means and the health to take care of your parents, you should. And I think anybody who got it would. That's what I think. But I mean, some people don't. Some rich people don't. And yes, they do. Right. Okay. So now we're gonna move on to the we're probably gonna move on to let me ask y'all this. So we're gonna talk about how They went and they went and they met by in Kyle's room. After that, okay, so Kyle invited. Let's talk about this. Kyle invited Sutton and she invited Dorit to her room before before they met everybody downstairs to eat for dinner. Okay, so hey Tawana, how you doing? I'm so happy you could join us tonight. Tawana, are you home? Let me know if you're home. Okay, so she has them to come into her room, right? She kicked her leg up. Remember, she was mimicking Sutton. Did y'all notice her shoes? Kyle had okay, so the shoes made regular, but when she kicked her, I was looking at the bottom. Her shoes they were made like a square at the bottom with the regular pointy toe, y'all. Oh my goodness. I like that. I know that's a side note. I just had to tell y'all I caught the shoes and I love stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God, these shoes are so cute. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Now, here's the thing about Kyle that I don't like. Kyle will tell somebody that she's friends with them to their face and then betray them in a heartbeat, in a hot second, in a New York second, she will betray them. Here's what she did. So she have those two come to her room to talk before they meet ERIKA and them. Why? Y'all know why. She did that because she wanted some tea. She wanted to see what Dorit and Dorit was helping her really because she figured, I'm gonna bring Dorit because Dorit gonna talk, right? So we're gonna let Dorit talk about it and bring up what we talked about at the table about ERIKA and the whole accident stuff, because I noticed that Sutton didn't say anything while we were there. So maybe Sutton would get her to maybe Dorit could get Sutton to talk. All right, Cricket could get Sutton to talk while nobody else is there. She'll feel comfortable in my room with just me and Dorit, and she'll talk about the situation then. See how sneaky she was trying to be? She's sneaky, and she's not a friend to Sutton. She's not a friend to none of them, okay? So at the end of the day, my point is just that she was getting it out of Sutton, right? But Sutton has been very smart, once again, and not saying too much. Sutton was like, okay. So Sutton said, how are you allegedly unconscious? Because, her, she was talking about how her husband car flipped over and he was allegedly unconscious. Okay, so how are you allegedly unconscious? Sutton said. And then she said, and why is your story constantly changing? Now here's the catch. Sutton didn't say that in the room with Kyle. Sutton said that in her confession, in her confessional, because she knew, she kind of had an idea for where Kyle was trying to go with this whole situation. So she was smart about that. Okay. And I like that she was smart about it too. Yes, she has. Okay. So she was smart about that situation. She asked those questions, and Kyle says, it is confusing. That's all, Kyle. And that's what kills me. Kyle will get Dorit and Sutton together, and she steps back. And she'll bring up the subject, and then she'll step back, and she'll let Dorit go in from there, and then she let them two bounce off of each other, and then she go back and tell Rinna and ERIKA, or she'll bring it up to everybody at the table. That's her messy moves. That's how she moves. And now we didn't peep out Kyle, which everybody already said Kyle was messy. You understand? But she's clearly being messy with Sutton right now. And Sutton, poor thing, she not looking for that. Sutton, hear us out. She messy. She not your friend, Sutton. She's not your friend. Okay, so now let's move on to how poor Sutton. So Sutton rolling down, she was on the bottom part because y'all know they had to probably help her down, and she had to probably take the little smooth ramp, the ramp where like the people with wheelchairs and stuff, the handicap ramp, probably how she came down out of the hotel. So the rest of the girls come down from the steps like they can, right? Let me see what you're saying. Oh, good evening. Good evening, Autumn's mom. How are you doing? I'm gonna drop the link for you if you want to come finish talking to this, talking to me about this. I'm dripping. Okay. So, okay. So Cricket said, I can't believe these girls believe these stories. Cricket, let me tell you, I don't think they believed it. I think that because they're in the camera and they don't want to go, at it with they don't want to go there on the camera. They have some type of couth, whereas ERIKA has none because she ain't got no reason to have no couth. She's scared she going to jail. She don't know what's going on. She broke as I don't know what. She don't have no reason to have no self-control on the camera, in front of the camera. Now she could just pretty much say whatever she want and act out and go off on everybody, right? But the rest of the girls, they don't have a reason. So they trying to stay mature and stay, acting like they have some type of sense that they was born with. Okay. So that's why they not really coming at her right now and saying, oh, that's wrong. That's what I think. That's just my opinion. Okay. So now Sutton, so ERIKA makes the meanest comment to Sutton, right? She says, let me see, where is that? She says, taking the easy road, I see. The low road. What did Sutton say back? Nada. Zip. Zelch. Nothing. Okay. Why? I'm gonna need Sutton to be consistent with ERIKA. When ERIKA come at her and say stupid stuff, come back at her with something stupid. You understand? You ain't got to get all up in her face. You ain't got to curse the lady out, but say something back. Let her know and let her see that every time she come for you, you coming back. And guess what, Sutton? She gonna stop. It's just like when your children in school and they have that bully, right? And that bully be like pushing your kid, might hit your kid scared, your kid don't want, I want to turn away, I don't want to. And then what as parents, what you tell them? If they put their hands on you, give them one good lick back and they're going to stop. Because as long as you let them see that they can pick on you and bully you, what they going to do? It's the same thing for these grown children. Because Rena and ERIKA are grown children, okay? They are grown children. Hey, Autumn's mom. I don't see you at the mic.
Good evening. How you doing?
Hey, now I hear you. How you feeling?
I'm good. I've been here the whole time. I've been having problems trying to type in the chat for some reason. I got it together now. But okay. I'm listening.
So you typed more than good evening, everyone?
It wasn't letting me type anything before.
Oh.
I had to call Autumn upstairs because I didn't feel like walking all the way down to get her. I'm lazy.
Girl, why not? That's what them children for. They got young legs.
That's what I said.
That's what I say. So, do you have anything you want to say about? We've discussed from the beginning of the show, and now I'm at the part where they're about to go to the little dinner outside that Kathy had for them, where ERIKA starts to talk about time again.
Okay.
You have anything you want to say about anything before that part?
Well, I just wanted to comment on the part that you were questioning why Sutton wasn't consistent with ERIKA when she made that smart comment about taking the low road.
Right.
That goes to what she had said to Kathy later on in the episode when she started crying, and she said how she's not used to having friendships like that. She's not used to having friendships with people threatening her. So she, she's not used to being around people that aggressive. So to her, probably in that moment, it was best to just stay away from her because you saw her trying to keep her distance because she said she didn't really believe whether she was being nice because she couldn't believe ERIKA was even talking to her at one point. Like, you talking to me? So I think
Right.
that's what it is. But she's feeding her
Right.
with a long spoon just to see where she's gonna be able to get in and fit and act.
Mm-hmm. I
Now,
agree with that.
when you guys were talking about the putting the parents in nursing homes and stuff, yeah, I think our people are like that too. Well, I was raised the same thing. We take care of ours, and we don't put our people in nursing homes if you can help it, you know?
Right.
So I don't,
Right.
yeah, I thought everybody, if they could, would do that.
That's what I thought. I thought
Hmm.
that everybody knew that, but the way, the way she said it, she was like, it's a Chinese thing. I rewound that part
Hmm. She did.
because I was like, wait, let me see if she's saying what I thought she said, right? You
Hmm.
know how your boy said on the movie, I know she said what I heard her say what I thought she
Hmm.
said, what she said, what she said. You know what I'm saying? So I rewound that back like 3, 4 times for real. I was like, wait, let me, because I write when I say what somebody said, I write it, you
Okay.
know, and I rewind it and I write it to make sure that I'm writing and saying it right. She said it's a Chinese thing. And I
No,
was like, whoa,
that caught
no.
my attention too, because as soon as she said it, I'm like, since when? That's
Yeah. I'm
news to
like,
me.
and then Crystal has been getting a lot of backlash on her Instagram and stuff and all her social media from people not really caring for her, you know? And and I'm like, at first I was like, why people don't like Crystal too much? You know what I'm saying? Why they giving Crystal such a hard time, right? But
Hmm.
then I was like, wait a minute. Now I'm starting to pay more attention to what she's saying. She rubbing people the wrong way.
She rubbed me the wrong way from the beginning. I didn't like her from the beginning. I didn't like the way that she tried to make that whole big ordeal when Sutton came into the room to return her coat, trying to be nice to you, and you tried to
Hmm.
blow it up. And yes, technically,
Right,
saying she was violated or whatever,
right,
that's technically, but you know that's a triggering word, and you know that has ramifications and this, that, and the third. And the fact the
right,
woman told you that that particular word bothered her, and you refuse to take it back, but then okay, her facial expression, she's like, yeah, and like I'm not taking it back, and she just was sticking on it.
right,
Hi,
right.
let me just say hi to Tammy. Hi, Tammy. Also, I didn't like the way later on in this episode, she pretty much had to ask Erica's permission to be cool with Sutton. Like, I don't, oh, I could be friends with whoever I want to be friends with. If y'all have an
That's
issue,
right.
y'all have an issue. If you're at the point now that you're okay with getting over it, then
Hmm.
get over it. You don't need another woman. They always kissing Erica's behind so bad
Oh,
last night. I was
girl,
getting
look,
seasick. I
and
was like, I had never seen that kind of back flipping, and it was disgusting,
oh
disgusting.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
and so let's get to that. Let's talk
Mhm.
about that. The kissing of the butt part. So now they at this little thing right outside, and I gotta give Kathy some props. Kathy makes sure these girls are taken care of on her trips,
Yes.
even even when she can't be there. You know what I'm saying?
She's, Kathy slept this whole episode.
Thank you. And the whole time it's like she went on vacation.
That's
It
true.
was
High
supposed to be a
cricket.
girls' trip, but she really took a vacation to me,
She
okay?
did.
And
She
she
did.
dealt with the girls when she wanted to. When she felt like being involved with the foolishness, she
Mhm.
was there. When she didn't, she was like, I'm not. I'm gonna be home. I'm watching TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna eat in
Mhm.
my room. You know?
Mhm.
But so
Mhm.
at this fire thing, here we have so let's see, Renna it constantly kissing up. Okay.
Mm.
So the first time Renna kissed up was when ERIKA wasn't there when they were doing the wine tasting, and she said that she was telling them the story. She goes, "It's all true. It's all true."
Mhm.
Okay. I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
there she go trying to make them believe it just because she said it's true, then everybody's supposed to believe it's true. Whatever. Then the rest of it came at this time right here. Now, ERIKA says, I'll take a hot toddy. Here go Renna. Ooh, a hot toddy. A hot toddy. That sounds cool. That sounds good. So she wanted a hot toddy too. right?
Mm.
Then the next thing, ERIKA says, well, before that, when ERIKA came downstairs and she had on her red latex pants, here
Yeah.
go Renna. Oh, you're wearing your latex. Oh, if you're wearing your latex, then that means you're gonna have a good day if you're wearing your latex.
She looked like she had on a condom to me. She looked horrible.
She looked hard at that face.
Yes. Don't she look old?
Oh
She looked
my
like she need to
gosh.
go get some Botox or something. I
Oh,
think that she
y'all.
aged this whole season.
Okay, so let me just say, I was gonna say this too. If when okay, like I can't even get it out. Okay, so y'all, when I saw her face, I was like, okay, does ERIKA have a glam squad? Not anymore. So when she says, I don't have a glam squad, you don't. You're right.
Yeah.
You don't. But what she does have is a stylist.
Right.
That's what she has. And
And
that's
an assistant.
huh?
And she has an assistant that helps her as well.
Okay.
So it took a whole team to make her look the way that she looked.
A
That's a
whole
damn
team.
shame. You too young to need a whole team to
A
be
whole
presentable.
team. And she so then I'm like, oh my goodness. And here go Renna, still, doing her thing. Oh, you look so good. Girl, stop. Stop. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I understand you need to lie to y'all trying to lie to her to make her feel good, whatever. But there's some things you shouldn't be lying about. Like, stop. That's
Nope. If
enough of
you're a
that.
real friend, that's what you need not be lying about.
Thank you. Be a real friend.
Yep.
Okay. So then they do the hot sided thing. Hold up, y'all. Y'all know I gotta flip because I have so much I be wanting to talk about. So then ERIKA goes into talking about time. Okay, this man has done a lot for a lot of people, and people can step up. Hold up. Did y'all see everybody face when she said that?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was like, and Dorit didn't say it again in front of ERIKA. She says it in her confessional, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here's what Dorit says. Let me see, because I know I wrote it down, y'all. So Dorit says, yeah, but if he did the things he's being accused of he did a lot of really bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's being accused of if he did what they saying he did a whole lot of bad stuff.
Yeah.
So really, how does the good stuff you do weigh when it comes to all the bad stuff you did? Unfortunately, you can say, oh, a person is a good person, they did A, B, and C, but if what he didn't just hurt A, B, and C.
Mm-hmm.
What he did hurt many people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Normally in life, you might have about 10 people that can say this person really helped me.
Mm-hmm.
You could say you might have 10 people that you could say, well, I've helped these 10 people in pretty good ways. You know what I'm saying? I was there for them. 10 people. But when you can come back and say there was 100 people that I really, 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 really hurt, them 10 people they're not done no more. They don't even count no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because overall, what you've shown is you more of a hurter than you are a helper.
That's true. And I think,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, and I think all these years, it seems like everyone's consensus was he would do any and everything for ERIKA. And what did they say? They said that he could not tell her no.
No, that's right.
So if his whole world was revolving around ERIKA to the point where you're stealing from your company, how is you really treating your kids? How are you really treating the rest of your family? So if ERIKA was your whole world at that time, I'm sorry, Pops. Let ERIKA take care of you now.
There you go. There you go. And that's exactly what I think they were saying that was going on. She couldn't say no to her, like you said. And so all of his money went to her. So he didn't just neglect his company and his victims, he neglected his children. He neglected, because I think that at one point somebody had reported, and if I knew reported, I'd say their name, but I don't remember because it was a minute ago. But they reported that his ex-wife. He was behind. Oh, remember they were saying he was behind in his spousal support payments
Yes.
to his
Yes.
ex-wife?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so like you denying me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the person really when because you as a father, you're not taking care of the kids and helping the kids when they need certain things. Who you think doing it?
Exactly. Because if he was spending, quote unquote, according to Erica, all his time at the office because he lived there, according to her, you weren't
Mm-hmm.
putting out energy towards anybody else. So now that you supposedly in a fragile state of mind or have dementia or whatever, now people are supposed to forget how you treated them for
Right,
decades and now come
right,
there to be there for you. I think that's also why the brother stepped up to be the conservator. But he's not really around him like that. Like he's got other people taking care of Tom, and he's lucky he at
right.
least has one brother that's willing to do that. But
Thank you.
you can't expect the village to come running now. Stay with Erica.
Now, but you didn't set the village on fire.
Exactly.
You didn't set
Exactly.
the village on fire and you want them back? That don't work
Thank
like
you.
that.
That's true. Because these people, like, you messed up their inheritance, whatever they were going, like, any and everything that they
Thank
would have
you.
had, everybody's going to walk away with zero.
Nothing.
On
Dad,
top of
you
all
and
the
why?
victims.
All
Right.
because of this girl right here? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, to show you, to me, that just shows you the level of self narcissisticness, if that's a word, but the level of selfishness for certain that she had. She didn't even think about, well, what about, really, let's talk about this. She didn't even care when she was leaving her own son. How about
Hello.
that?
Hello.
How about that? You know,
That's true.
you want to take all, you gonna spend $40,000 a month on your hair and makeup and clothes. I'd have been
Yes.
throwing out half of that to my son. You know,
Thank you.
I got two kids. I'd have been like, look, y'all gonna split this 10,000 a month. You understand? Put it in the safe somewhere. Don't spend it because I mean the time may come where I can't give y'all no more money. Do
Exactly.
something. Be smart about this money.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
instead, it all went to her. It was all about her. You know. And so now let's talk about the fact that she was talking about how her son was asking her, was she sleeping with what's his name?
The
Um
neighbor.
Hammy. I got his picture. Y'all see, you seen how he looks?
No.
Let's see. Let me show y'all how he looked. Cause I pulled up his picture. Here we go. This is him. Can y'all see it?
Okay. Yes.
He's handsome.
Mm-hmm. You look way better than Tom.
Well, that look like, look, anything that don't have gray hair look better than Tom. And anything that got a head full of hair compared to Tom
That's true. That's
is
true.
better than Tom. Okay, so this is him. This is Hammy. His name is, what's his name? Army Hammer, girl. Who names their child Army? Army? I thought of Arm and Hammer.
That's what I
Aren't
would think,
these?
like the soap powder.
Yeah. So that's him. And so his now here go his her son saying, "Oh, you are you sleeping with this man?" Which he used another word.
Right.
You don't you that tells me right then and there that
There's
guess
no
what?
respect.
You and
No
your son,
respect.
y'all not close. Y'all not
Like,
good. Y'all not cool.
mm-mm.
I mean, you not. I'm gonna put it this way: you trying to be so cool. Oh, girl, Archie Hammer. Girl, she said, I just so why I said Army Hammer, Tammy? Why I said that? I know I did put in the search the wrong name though, y'all. I did do it.
Mm-mm.
But I mean I would have think that it would have came up with the right name. Oh, that ain't right. That ain't even much right. Okay. So anyways. Okay, so that's his picture. And so now I feel like this. Like Garcelle said, my son would never ask me a question like that. My son would never talk to me like that. We good and we cool, but you gonna respect me to the point to where you don't go there with your mom.
Absolutely.
And
There's
guess
no
what?
boundaries.
What else? How else does her son talk to her? So now I'm seeing that your son don't even have no respect for you.
Mm. But he
And
probably knows him, and he probably knows that she be up to tricks and been out there sleeping around. He didn't just get that out of thin air. He didn't
there
just
you
get
go.
that, say that because the man was handsome, this, that, and the third. Her son is a whole police officer. So
He
he
know his
said it
mama.
for a reason.
And
So
then
she
I
over
think
there
the
telling
first
on herself.
right. And then I think the first thing she said he told her was something like or the next thing he said, I'm tired of you and all your mess.
Mm. Well, I would be tired of her and her mess too if I go check on your old man and then I flip my car 5 times in some snow in California.
If that really happened, right? If I'm killing myself because I'm dealing with you and all of your foolishness, yeah, I'm mad.
Exactly.
And I ain't
Exactly.
got no money to show for it. Yeah, I'm
Hello.
upset.
Yep.
Cause
Mm-hmm.
mom, you were supposed to be help. You know, you got the money. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And you didn't blew like they say. You didn't drop the bag in this major way. This is a major drop.
I don't think she dropped anything. That money is in somebody's bank account, somebody's
Oh yeah,
island
that 20,
somewhere.
that them 25 million, huh? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you right
You
about
gonna
that.
be
She got
okay.
that money.
Yeah,
No.
because if that was the case, no lie, when he fell out the car the first time off the first cliff, he would have had to lay there and die because there's no way I'm gonna come help save you. And you 80 something years old. Remember, Gabor said that.
That's
I would have
right.
left
He
you
sure
right
did.
there.
And I don't blame him.
Mm-hmm.
And I know she had a policy on him for a
Mm-hmm.
few million, right?
You
Girl,
saved him for a reason.
I would have called they'd have found him 2 days later.
And not just that, think about it. If he would have died then, before any of this stuff can actually be proven in court, the case would
Mm-hmm.
go away and the money still would be hers because he died before they found him guilty. So, no.
But I think they'd have still made her give it up though, because
He wouldn't have
they
been
got to
there
give
to
some
defend
proof.
himself. He wouldn't have
Yeah,
been there to defend himself. Because
right.
look at
But I
what
mean,
happened
once
with. Go
go
ahead, I'm
ahead,
sorry.
go ahead. I didn't hear you. Go ahead.
I was going to say, look what happened with Jeffrey Epstein when he supposedly committed suicide, whatever. That automatically just went away, right? All of
It
a sudden
did.
went away because once he died, you don't have nobody to try because the defendant is now dead. And
But did he have a wife?
he had that Elaine Maxiel or whatever, the one that's now, didn't she get arrested or, but
But
they
that
wasn't,
wasn't his legal wife though.
right, she wasn't. But that's why nothing else could go forward with that case.
Right.
After he died, they just had to drop it. You
Right.
can't convict a dead person. So
Right.
if he wasn't there to defend himself, then there's no way that they could make her give back the money because they never proved that he took the money.
Well, right, but also because of the fact that there's no legal ties there.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Erica would have got away scot free herself from this whole situation if she was never married to him.
Right.
Because he had no obligation. There could be, you could suspect and say, oh, well, probably he gave her the money. Just like look at it this way. Somebody on Erica Instagram a while back had made the statement, well, then if they want Erica to give back all the money, they should make the judge that he was allegedly sleeping with
Mm-hmm.
give back all the money for the surgeries and the clothes and stuff that he paid and bought for her,
Right.
right? But
Mm-hmm.
they can't do that because that
Mm-hmm.
woman ain't legally tied to that man.
That's true. That's
But
true.
his but Erica is.
Mm-hmm.
So she was hoping that she could jump out of this in a divorce, and that way the money she do got, they wouldn't be demanding it back.
Right.
But
Right.
they caught it and they caught her, and now they want it back. And you not divorced, you still married. So you
Well,
gotta give it back. You see what I'm
there was
saying?
another well-known case. Oh, it escapes me. You guys help me out. The biggest Ponzi scheme out there that got all the rich people money, had people jumping out of bridges and stuff. His wife worked
Oh, I
with
heard
him.
about that. I
Yeah.
don't remember. I did hear about that though. I know
What
what
is
you're
his
talking
name?
about. I do.
Well, when that all went down and he um got charged and convicted,
Hmm.
Madoff, Madoff.
That's it.
Okay. And his
Hmm.
wife's name was Ruth Madoff. She
Hmm.
actually worked for him in the company. Well, he went to jail. They ended up freezing all her assets. She lost everything. The sons worked in the company at the same time.
Uh-huh.
And but supposedly in the building it was two different companies in one. Long story short, the one son, when they started investigating him and was about to come after his money, he
Hmm.
killed himself. So his wife
Girl,
was
yes,
able to then keep,
yes.
whatever money she had because he killed himself before they was able to convict him or find him guilty of anything.
Right, right. Girl. See, and the sad thing is all of this behind $1.
Yeah.
You can't live a regular life. You can't live where you could have a decent home and pay your bills and have a little money extra to take your family on a little vacation now and again. You gotta have a jet. You
Two.
gotta have a
Two.
killer Corvette. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
have a fleet of cars. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. It's just don't
Mm-hmm.
make no sense. And that's the time in Erica's situation.
Right.
Erica wanted it all,
Mm-hmm.
all.
And
And
still
now
does.
you gonna get nothing. Y'all gonna both have nothing because you're trying to do too much. So then here's the thing. Let's talk about the fact that Sutton said when they was having the little meeting, I mean eating at the thing, Garcelle, I'm gonna go back to something, but Garcelle was like, this is phony and fake.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
they're all just saying whatever it is that they need to say to make Erica feel good. Like nothing's wrong. Like she ain't, like this is so fake and funny. And she wasn't, you could see her and Sutton sitting like this is a show. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, they had different energy with Denise last year. They had different energy with Lisa Vanderpump over some
That's
dog
right.
stuff.
That's
But you would
right.
have thought that she had as many victims as Tom had the way they treated Lisa Vanderpump, and that was just over some puppy gate, and they
That
treated her horribly. You know,
girl,
so
thank you. And then Sutton said it's clear the girls are wanting to prove their friendship to Erica instead of asking questions.
mm-hmm,
And she was dead on the nail with it. They just
mm-hmm,
want to make Erica feel like they cool and they her friends and they supporting her. And they don't want to ask the real questions. You know what I'm saying? And put her on the spot. They don't
right,
want to do it. And so then she, just like you said about Denise. Now, here's the thing. Last year, Denise was telling them straight up, I didn't talk about you, Erica.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
No, I didn't sleep with that girl. This
mm-hmm,
is what happened. They chose not to believe her. They
correct,
chose to go in on her and ride her for the whole season, right?
correct,
Now, Erica clearly lying, clearly lying, clearly just making up stuff, okay?
mm-hmm,
And they
mm-hmm,
letting her have it. They believe it. Oh, I believe her. It sounds unbelievable, which means that it's something that's hard to believe. That, but I believe her. Well, I believe her. Oh, it's all true. Yeah, like you said, where's the energy? Y'all
mm-hmm.
got this energy for, what's all over Denise, but y'all not doing it with Erica. Why? Y'all scared of Erica. They so scared of Erica. It kills me.
Yeah.
Okay. Told Sutton didn't was changing her mind. She was like, I think I'm gonna go stay in the room with Kathy. I'm not I'm not going down there, she said. I felt bad for her, girl. It's ridiculous.
Mm.
Okay, so then the next hot spot that we're gonna talk about, because I'm almost out of time, and I'm gonna leave all of this other stuff alone. We're gonna go straight to the fact that my girl said, so Sutton and Erica walking in the scene, Erica's like, listen, I'm going through a lot. Blase, blase. I really meant all the nice things I said about you, but I'm going through a lot. So, oh, it's okay. It's okay. Oh no, it's not your fault. Da, 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 da. Then in the confessional,
Yes.
Erica's like, they asked, I gotta read this part. The producers asked Erica, check this out. The producer said, Erika, um, wait, where's that? Where's that? I had it on the, okay. Ask Erika in her confessional if she's trying to smooth things over with Sutton. Are you trying to smooth things over with Sutton? They asked her. This girl response was no, no, I wouldn't smooth you know what over. She said, but I'm not gonna ruin everything for everyone else either.
Mm-hmm.
So now you patronizing the girl. Now you're what they call that, you just making her think that she good, that y'all good, just for the sake of right now, because of the moment we in right now. But I don't want to have nothing to do with you, is what she says.
I think it was more a fact of what's that old adage: keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
That's a good one. Yeah. And then she probably was advised by her attorneys to do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because they slept on Sutton. They didn't expect Sutton to ask so many questions
Oh,
because
she
she
was the
normally
lead.
doesn't get that involved in people's business. But Sutton reminds me a
Oh,
lot of myself. I'll mind my business. I'll
yep.
watch things happen around me and make you think I'm not even paying attention.
There
But
you go.
once you
Yes, you
open your
are.
mouth and start
Mm-hmm.
telling me a story, you better make it make
Right.
sense. Because
Right.
I don't know any other way to be but inquisitive to start asking questions like, okay, well, what about this? Or what about that? My mind don't
Mhm.
just accept anything you tell me. My name is not Mr. Rock and I don't live on Fantasy Island. You need to make this make sense. And
That's
we're gonna
right.
talk about it until it do, or until you decide, hey, let me just stop lying to her because she's on to me. One of the two
Right.
will happen.
Right. That's right. And then so now, okay, so I'm a back a little bit to the part where they were on the balcony. And the good thing is nobody was saying anything bad. They was just
Yes.
saying, how what they thought about the night before. And Erika was like, "Oh, then they show her with her team. See, that's what's making the victims angry.
Mm-hmm.
None of all of these girls supposedly got more money than you, Erika. While you on the court with Kyle and telling Kyle that you got $0. You have $0, but you got you got an assistant that travels with you to take care of your dog, so you claim. Then you got
Mm-hmm.
a hairstylist that also travels with you, but you don't have no money. No money. And all
And
of
she
these girls supposed to have more money than you, and they doing their own hair and makeup. Even Dorit now, remember Dorit used to travel with a team. Remember?
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dorit
Mm-hmm.
don't even travel with a team no more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's doing her own thing now. But Erika, you can't all the money you owe Sue Records, and you still can't, you still got these people that you spending this money on. Where your money, where that's coming from?
Thank you. And her
Okay,
house that she moved into and quote unquote downgraded, I forgot how much they said she was paying a month to rent
I
that
think it's
place
ten
out.
thousand.
Yeah, well, that's not broke. That's far from broke.
No, it's not. And guess what? I don't. What she making off? I think she making like 250,000. Doing Bravo.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
mean,
not enough to pay for that house. That
and
she
you
got
got,
money somewhere.
and she just bought a new car. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you got that money is coming from somewhere, but you gonna stop acting like you broke and you ain't got no money when we know better than that. You didn't hit that 20 something thousand and you dipping into them funds, baby, whenever you feel like it.
And
Because
didn't
of your
Sutton
money,
say?
can't nobody do nothing.
And
So let's
Sutton.
talk about the boat trip. They get on the boat. Never have I ever. And Garcelle face girl, wait, y'all. Garcelle said, never have I ever stole. Look dead at Erika. And then Sutton sitting next to her was like,
Yes. Yes.
they was like,
Yes.
oh yeah. And baby, everybody was like, oh, couldn't
Like you want to
believe
play?
this.
Let's play. Let's
Let's
go
play.
straight to it. Yeah.
And you saw her, Erika facing a confessional. She was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
don't like this. If you're gonna ask, just ask,
They've
but
been
don't do it
asking.
like this." They've been asking you. You own something, girl. You own
Mm-hmm.
something. When I know you're off of the stuff you're on, you start talking regular and asking questions. But when you on this with these girls, you own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She clearly be on stuff. And then when they did the never have I ever with the strap on part,
Oh, that was. Did you? What? My mouth was open. Like, where'd that come from?
and she was like, I would. Depends on my partner. I would, long as they don't
They
talk
keep their
about
mouth
it.
shut. Yes, as long as they keep their mouth shut. I just need. Today's like, oh, if you were in love, she's like, I don't need to love them. I just need them to keep their effing mouth shut.
Just be quiet. Then she looked at Sutton and said,
Mm-hmm.
I just need you to shut up.
Yes. Yes.
That's when Sutton took it. Sutton was like, oh, she not talking about, she talking to me.
Exactly.
And she said,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm gonna redirect this.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And but this is what makes me mad with Sutton, because Sutton, if you know, if it was me or probably you or anybody else, we'd have probably been like, and what you gonna do about it?
Exactly.
Because the mouth
Exactly.
ain't gonna be okay. So let me go back. That reminded me of the other thing I wanted to talk about. The fact that Kyle gonna say, I'm just so Sutton, I'm gonna need you to just be quiet, drink your drink, and wait, girl. You know what I'm saying? You remember that part?
I
Y'all remember
do.
that part?
Because when she
What is
said it, I
Kyle,
remember
oh, here we
saying,
go. Kyle advised Sutton. She said, don't talk, Sutton. Smile, nod, and sip your drink.
what is she, two? What is she, two?
She must be. She must be. But I'm like, Kyle, this is what you tell your friend?
Mm, mm,
This is
mm.
supposed to be your girl. Foolishness, girl.
If I was
Foolishness.
Sutton, I would have been moved up out of Kyle's house and gave somebody else that money until my house
Thank
was
you.
ready.
Quick.
Kyle wouldn't get a dime of my money. Kyle is
Done.
not your friend. Kyle
And
is not a
so
friend to anybody.
none. She not. Not even ERIKA.
No. Mm-mm.
So let me tell y'all about this. So did y'all hear about what's going on with her little beef with Lisa Rinna concerning the gala that Elton John puts on?
No.
Okay, so let me show this to y'all, and then this is gonna be my last thing. So here we go. Elton John. Oh Lord, I took my glasses off, and I wonder I can't see. I'm like squinting, like why I can't see? Can't see nothing. Okay, let me see. Here we go. Okay, so Sutton. Kyle Richards and Kathy Hilton offer up new theories on Lisa Rinna and Sutton Strikes Elton John drama. So I'm gonna paraphrase the situation. Basically, what's going on with them is Elton John does a gala every year, okay, and Lisa Rinna and her husband Harry are always invited every year. I'm gonna read this part. This explains it really good. So it says, to recap, Sutton claimed during her appearance on Watch What Happened Live with Andy Cohen last week that she never received a thank you from Lisa and her husband, Harry Hamlin, for inviting them to the event a few years ago, where she had bought a table for her guests. Lisa later responded to Sutton in her Instagram stories as this episode of Watch What Happened Live aired, sharing that she and Harry have gone to the fabulous Elton John Oscar party for years. We didn't come as your guest at Sutton Strack at Elton John invited us to his event. You asked us to sit at your table. So we did, she wrote. Let's just make that clear. So, Kathy Hilton feels like what happened was, let me get back over here. Oops. Did I get rid of that? That's gone.
Yes.
Okay. So the thing of it is Kathy Hilton feels like Sutton probably told them about the event. But Sutton didn't know that Harry Hamlin and Lisa Rinna always got invited. So she just was like, oh, probably was like, oh, I got invited to this gala that Elton John is doing. Why don't you guys come? Okay. And they probably was like, oh, yeah, we gonna go. We'll be there. And so, according to Sutton, her end of the thing is that she purchased a table because in order to
Right.
go to the, well, not in order, but when you get invited to go to the gala, it's about charity.
Correct.
And so you make your money by purchasing tables.
Mm-hmm.
So Sutton purchased the table. So Rinna says, when me and Harry was walking by the table, you, Sutton, said, oh, hey, I have room at my table. Y'all sit with me.
That doesn't work like that. No, doesn't work like that.
Thank
You,
you.
you have to get your tickets ahead of time, and everyone knows who's sitting at the table. There's going to be a place card there with
Ahead
your
of time.
name.
Ahead of
Everything's
time.
going to be, you can't just sit where you want at a gala like that. You can't
It's
just
very
walk by a
organized.
table. Now, later on when you're mingling, you can intermingle and whatever. But as far I see it like Sutton said, they probably did get invited by Elton John or something they went to. However, Sutton probably purchased a table and then invited different people to come sit at her table, and she paid for it. If they were
There you
guests
go.
of Elton John's, then they would have bought their own table or put in on a
Okay.
table or whatever. But since they were sitting at Sutton's table, they're there as a guest of hers.
Right. So the
That's
question now is, okay, so does it mean that because you are invited to the gala, is that your entry? Is that your ticket to sit at the table?
no, you have
Can
to.
you know what I'm saying? Like I could say, okay, Autumn's mom, you're invited to my gala. You're invited, but you got to buy your own table. You understand where you're gonna sit, right?
Hmm. Correct.
So now Sutton has a table and chairs. So Sutton said, I paid for them. That's what she strongly is saying. I paid for you and your husband to be seated at this gala. I paid for this. So that's the beef that they have. That's their issue. Who paid for who? And Kyle is on Renner's side, according to that article. Kyle says there's no way that Sutton paid for Harry and Lisa because they always went every year before they even knew Sutton.
They could have gone before and they probably cut a check before, but this particular year you didn't. So it is what it is. This year you went as a guest of Sutton and you probably figured we're all, co-workers or whatever. Let's go together. She already has a table, so we don't have to cut another check because she already took care of it.
That's what it sounds like to me. That's what it
Hmm.
sounds like to me. So that's my time, y'all. I appreciate my chat for hanging around. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Thank you, Autumn's mom. Again, I so enjoyed talking to you and doing my recap with me. So anytime,
Well, thank you for
anytime.
having me again. I just wanted to tell you, I used to see you on another channel, and I like the way you and Gabor used to always interact. And then you kind of disappeared because you had the same issue I thought I was having today, where you couldn't type in the chat. And you kept saying, I'm
Oh,
blocked from the chat, I can't get through. And then you
oh yeah.
disappeared, and I never saw you anymore. Then I think you ended up on another channel, and you mentioned you started your own channel. I said, oh, okay, cool. I got to go check her out. And I've been
Okay.
trying to check you out ever since I knew that you had your own channel.
Oh,
So good
thank
luck.
you.
And, I'm really enjoying all the content that you put out. And I see I missed a lot. So now I've been going back trying to watch some of the stuff you put out
Oh,
before.
thank you so much. I am what's happening. I'm trying really hard to get people to come on when I'm live, but it
Hmm.
seems like everybody likes to recap. I don't know if it's my timing. You know what I'm saying? Because I do everything late. I'm always the last person to do this stuff. I noticed because I listened to I was probably on Kempire one time
Okay.
because I like Kempire Daily. I like
Hmm.
his channel too. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's why, because he's the only person that I or maybe, oh
No, it
wait,
was
I did
Cheryl's
it on
World.
Sanitra's channel one time too.
No, it was Cheryl's World. That's who you used to
Oh
always
yeah,
come up.
definitely Cheryl's World.
Yeah, that's
Definitely
where I
Cheryl's
seen you at.
World.
And then the
Yes,
last time when you was on Sanitra's and Gabor was her guest of hers, you were in the comments and they dropped
right.
the link. And then that's when you told us about your channel, and I've been following you ever since.
Right. Thank you so much. I hope
You're
you
welcome.
continue to. I enjoy doing this. I'd like to talk, as you could tell. And I'm trying to get. I told Gabor, I said, man, you need to come on my channel and like do this thing, like talk with me one time. He was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I definitely want to. I would love to. So I'm trying to. I don't really know how to connect. I'm gonna look him up on probably Instagram and stuff and see if I can find him somewhere and hook up with him like that and try to
I
get him
think
on.
y'all will be dynamic together. The energy that y'all had was, really good, and I enjoyed watching the two of y'all banter.
Yeah, because and I always, whenever I get a chance, I always tell the people that don't talk about don't you don't love Gabor, you don't want Gabor, you're not close to nobody. You
Mm.
understand? And so we like to joke like that. My issue with Sherelle's World was it wasn't that I couldn't type. I
Mm-hmm.
could type in the chat, but you know how you did the backstage thing, how I brought
Right.
you up, and I used to go up on her channel a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The day just came where I tried to go up and it said host has banned you
Wow.
from
Okay.
entering the studio.
Mm-hmm.
And so Perry has started saying, well, Kimberlina, if you can type in the chat, you're able to get in the studio. And I was like, I don't think so. And that was
Mm-hmm.
before I did my channel. I was like, I don't think so because I can't get in. It's saying that I'm banned by the host. So,
Mm-hmm.
I have no control over that. Right.
Right.
But guess
Right.
what? Yesterday, I got my daughter's account information to YouTube and I went on my daughter's name in her account and I was in and let me right on.
You see. Okay. Yeah,
So
I
I
look.
don't know what's going on with that, but like I told them, and they were shocked, girl. I don't know if you were on yesterday, but as soon as I came up, Gabor said, "Oh, Kimberlina, Kimber," and Gabor and Perry was like, "Oh, Kimber," and Sherelle did this, Kimberlina,
I,
Kimberlina. She was so she was so shocked, and I think because my hair was like this, she didn't recognize me. And
okay.
then she said, oh, well, I have to say you look so beautiful. I say, you too. I say, you always look beautiful. And so I was up for a few minutes talking about something. I don't know. I think there was something about something with Potomac or something. But so all I'm gonna say is thank you so much for following me and keeping up, and I hope that you continue. I love having you up to talk because we wanting people to talk to me, and it's like people get shy, to come up, and I always say you don't have to have the camera on, keep the camera off. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I welcome people to talk to me. So
Well, thank you. This is like my
anytime.
grown folk conversation that I get to have for the day.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. Me too. I get it. Believe me, I get it. So I'm gonna say thank you to you and thank you to the people in the chat for helping me with my conversation. And today's Thursday, so that means that I don't come back on till Monday. Please remember to hit the like button for whoever's watching, whenever y'all watching. Like button. I say this at the end of every time I do this. I gotta remember to say it in the beginning, and I never do. Please hit the chat button. Please share the video and please hit the subscribe. And I've gained like 4 new subscribers this week. So I'm
Okay.
excited. I'm up to 55 subscribers. This is good.
Slow
So
and steady runs the race. You gonna get there,
yeah,
girl.
yeah. Especially saying that I'm not getting on other people's channel promoting mine. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was on Sherelle's show, I didn't say anything about my channel. I was just talking with them.
Right.
And then when I did Kim Daly last week, I didn't say anything about my channel at that time. I just was just talking. So I'm trying to do it on my own. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of YouTubers, they bounce off of each other and pull each other's audience. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. I think that's great.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, this being my thing, I want to see if I can grow it just from my own personality. You know what
Well,
I'm
you
saying?
can. You
And
can
that's
and
why
you
I'm doing it
will.
this way. Huh?
Yes. I said you can and you will.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm hoping so. So, all right. I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to see y'all Monday at 7 o'clock. And we're going to talk about Potomac. Thank you, Autumn's mom. Thank you, Chad. I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to get me and my son some food. Bye.